Yo, what is up, my little tubers? We're back for some more drafting here on Arena. Got some more best of 3 of All Will Be One. Thanks for watching. Hit that like and subscribe. And as always, don't forget to check out cardkingdom.com/Numot for all of your Magic card related needs. We've opened a Geth, Thane of Contracts, one of the unplayable rares, really. The static ability of making all your creatures small, other creatures smaller, just not good enough, even though the activated ability is pretty strong. What are the realistic first picks in this pack? I think there's only one, and that's probably the Evolving Adaptive. One of the best green uncommons, and I think probably the best of the oil counter cycle, right? You have the Adaptive, Trawler Drake's pretty good, the Fuseling's alright, the Necro Mosquito's pretty bad. Wait, what's the white one? I guess there isn't a white one, there's just the Bladed Ambassador or whatever, but Evolving Adaptive's the only real choice there. And we have some very good follow-ups to it. Wow. 3 or 4 really good follow-ups to an Evolving Adaptive. We have the Incubation Sac. Very, very good value card in the green deck. Some decks just have a hard time beating this, even though it's super expensive to get the value from it. Cinderlash Ravager, another really, really good oil synergy card. The Golem here, another really good synergy card with the oils, and then the Mantis. So lots of good choices here. Safest picks are going to be any of the non-Ravager cards, but I think the Ravager is the card I want to take the most out of this pack. It's always so good. It's always just like the biggest creature on the battlefield. There are plenty of 1 toughness creatures in the format. You can cast this as early as like turn 3 or 4 with like perfect draws, so I do enjoy a good Cinderlash Ravager, although I have to say this follow-up pack is quite weak. I have never been a fan of Magmatic Sprinter. I just don't think this card is good enough in a format where you really need to get on the board. A creature that frequently just bounces itself. Pretty awkward. Now, I will say it does have insane synergy with the Adaptive, right? Every 3 mana, you can put 2 more counters on the Adaptive, but that is not a card I want to be third picking. I'd rather take like Unnatural Restoration here, or Charge of Mites here is like okay. This is just not a very good pack in general. I think I'm going to take the Restoration, but yeah, that pack's just bad anyway, so doesn't really matter what I take there. Porcelain Zealot now. I mean, there's another Restoration here. Caramonix. The Rat King is fine. Generally, you're never going to get too much value off of this, besides it being a toxic creature on a 3/3, you know, or a 3/3 toxic creature, I should say. Although, obviously, sometimes you do get some Blight Belly Rats, or maybe some Chitterfang Skitterlings, or whatever they're called, and you can get extra value from that. If I want to stick on theme, the Predation Steward's the choice, but again, kind of a filler 2-drop, though it does have the oil synergies. I'm okay taking that here, though. Given what we have, I think that's a fine choice. The Zealot, you really need to get on the board early, and if you're not pressuring the opponent, it's really bad. So, I think that's a fine choice. Another really, really weak pack. I actually think the Malkator's Watcher is one of the strongest cards here. That and the Incisor Glider are both good. I do like Sky Scythe Engulfer. I think it's a solid win con, certainly. It's just, you don't need to take this early, and you're generally not playing more than one of them. I guess I could take the Monumental Facade for some more oil synergies. I guess this has a good amount of upside with the oil creatures we already have, so I guess I'll do that. Conduit of Worlds has gone way, way down in my estimation. This is best of 3, though, so maybe the games can be a little bit grindier. I could see the Conduit being okay there, but I'm guessing we're going to want to take just like the Hazardous Blast or something. You always want to have access to one of these if you're going to be in red, though I don't necessarily know if we're going to be there yet. Dose is fine, Basilisk is fine, Rebuke is fine. Okay, well, we'll take the Rebuke now. I mean, I've seen a bunch of Charge of the Mites going around, but I don't think that's necessarily a big sign of anything. Yeah. Just stick with what we have. Because I don't think we are losing anything anyways, so this is an okay start. I mean, the Adaptive and the Ravager were really nice pickups, but then from there on out, we haven't seen much. Didn't get any piggies, didn't get any of the cheap good burn spells. This could be better. Fortunately for us, we still have 2.5 packs to round it out. Another glider. There's a thrumming bird here. I could take thrumming bird. When this pops off, it is really good. Could end up going like blue-green proliferate with that. I mean, another incisor glider's pretty late. Could take blazing crescendo here. I guess I'm going to stay open and take the glider here, even though it looks a little bit weird. Okay, well. Guess we'll get our crescendo now. Over vanish into eternity should be fine. That's, yeah. Nothing really going on here, so no big deal. Let's just take the Terramorphic Expanse. In case we end up splashing. I do dislike tap lands in the format, but if you have like a low curve, running a couple of tap lands is not the worst case scenario. Though, if I'm running 2-color, I generally don't run Expanse in the format, though I will run some of the, what are they called? Spheres? Locusts? Spheres? Yeah, I guess they're spheres. The ones that enter tapped and you can sack them later to draw a card. Let's take our 20 gems. Oh, I guess I should take Lightbringer. There is still a world where I could end up in like red-white or something. 20 gems is not the end of the world after all. Though I don't actually have any equipment for this right now, so... Skull Bomb is okay if we want it to. I guess the Autonomous Furnace is probably better. Gosh, I don't know why I just don't like this card, but the Centurion just never been very good for me. It's 3 mana, it's 3 power, like it's not unplayable. I don't know, you don't want to be playing it. Like, if you're on the draw and you play this on turn 3 and your opponents play like a 2/2 for 2, it just feels so bad. I guess in best of 3, we can leave it in the sideboard and then bring it in if we want. That's a pretty good one to open if we are kind of leaning towards the red-green. Migloz Maze Crusher. Doesn't get much better than that. Another golem here. A scamp here is good. Yeah, I mean, that's just the clear pick. About as bomby as you can be for a 3-mana creature. I mean, my gosh. Way too many abilities. Oftentimes you play like a turn 3 Migloz and the game kind of ends. That is a pack of a lot of strong cards, but not really cards I care about. I mean, I guess I'll take the 5/5 Menace Reach for 5 here. Another Rat King. There's a Chimera. Anoint good. Stinging good. Dune Mover, Raptor. Solid pack. But I guess we're definitely leaning in towards red-green after opening up the Migloz, and then, yeah. Really need to fill up our lower curve, but I don't think you need to have as much of a board presence in best of 3, especially with the hand smoother absent. But would like to pick up some number of like Hexgold Slashes and some other good 1 and 2 drops. Axiom Engravers would be good here. Seed Core. Not a bad card, but not one we want. We can take like the Oil Gorger Troll. I could just take the Acre Split Basilisk here. It is a good early blocker, if nothing else, right? 1/3 Death Touch. You can basically ignore the Toxic on it in this particular deck. Yeah, I'm okay taking that over Troll just to lower the curve a bit. Another Geth. There's the Axiom Engraver we were looking for, though. Another Glider, a couple blue cards. Sheesh. It doesn't feel like anything is like particularly open. Maybe if we were in black, we would have the strongest cards so far, but we have a lot of decent red-green cards here. Again, it's just the lack of the removal spells that I'm concerned about, but if we just end up getting a good curve with good creatures, then that'll do a lot of work as we get a Furnace Strider here now, 5th pick. Slinger's good as a 2-drop. Has a lot of good hits. Otherwise, it's just something to do on turn 2. We don't need a second Crescendo right now. Yeah, so I haven't seen any Vorax, any Cultivators actually either. Yeah, I don't know if you can call green very open given that fact. Churning Reservoir. I am not a big fan of this card, and I actually think Tablet of Completion here looks pretty juicy. I am passing an Axiom Engraver, but this has oil synergies and it can ramp us a little bit. So I think I'm going to go for the value machine here over the second Engraver, which would just be a good 2-drop. Can this put it on artifacts as well? Yeah, it can. Put an oil counter on target artifact or creature you control. Okay. That's not bad. Or Abrask's Anointer now. I mean, maybe it's only going to ever do like 1 or 2 damage tops, but has high upside if nothing else. That's good. Alright, this is starting to come together a little bit. Another Molten Rebuke. I'm not going to take the second Rebuke here. What I'm going to do is take the Carnivorous Canopy for the sideboard. Really nice sideboard card to have. In fact, a lot of times I've, just main deck this in best of 1, so having access to it in best of 3's super good. I expect pack 3 to give us a lot of goodies. I'll take the Plague Nurse, but we're not going to end up playing that. Let's see, as it stands, we're at 15-ish playables. I guess there's a world where I just need to main deck the Canopy. Titanic Growth is a decent combat trick. In these type of decks, if I don't have access to like hard removal, I often consider cards like Titanic Growth as removal. We might run Thrill. We'll see. And the last few pickups here might not matter. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 oil cards right now. Second Crescendo. Doubtful that I'm going to run... Oh, wow. Last pick Engraver is actually insane. Doubtful that I'm going to run both Crescendos and the Titanic Growth, but we'll see at the end. As we open in Azuri. Stalker of Spheres. Not going to splash that. We're just going to take the Lattice Blade Mantis. Really, really nice aggressive 4-drop. This card is just a beater. And it's really nice with the combat tricks that we have too. Good. I could splash Ovica. I don't think that would be bad. The issue is, I think Hexgold Slash here is just super, super clutch. Like, we do have some number of non-creature spells, but I don't really have any fixing right now except for the Expanse. And Slash is one of the premium commons that I've been looking for. Yeah, I'm just going to take the Slash there. Kind of hurts, but it is what it is. Halberd versus Volt Charge, another one of the cheap removal spells we were looking for. There's an Ossification here as well, which is much better than Volt Charge, but again, splashing is not really a thing right now. I kind of like the 1 Crescendo, 1 Growth split as opposed to 2 Crescendos. My creature count is 12. Yeah, I think I'd like the Charger a little bit more than the Halberd. Another Basilisk. A Free from Flesh is a really nice combat trick to have too, but that would be my 3rd one. The Basilisks get a lot better when I have like the punch effects, the Ruthless Predations, which I don't have, so I think I'm going to go with the Free from Flesh here instead. There's finally a cultivator, but it's in the pack with a battle chair. I think the cultivator is actually going to serve us better here. Dune Mover also okay. Some more of the sack or tap lands. That's close. I think the cultivator just has better synergy, even though the chair is stronger. I might run the splitter. I might have to run the splitter depending on how many more playables I get. This is looking okay. Jorkadine, nice. Second Furnace Strider or first Batter Fist? I think the first Batter Fist takes that. I guess we can probably end up cutting the Basilisk now. Seems like we've picked up enough early game other nonsense. Doubtful I'm going to be running 2 splitters. I guess there's a world we want to bring in a 3-mana 2/3 defensively. So that seems unlikely. And a Cackler. Yeah, I think Cackler's good here. I could replace the Centurion with it. I could actually maybe replace the splitter with that instead. So we have a bunch of oil now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 oil creatures. Plus a couple other random ways to add oil. And we can go 17 lands, no problem. Run the Furnace and the Facade. 2 Molten Rebukes, I don't think we will need. We can sideboard another in, should we play against like the red-white equipment deck. Second Canopy is a good sideboard card. 2 Furnace. I am okay running 2, I think. Let's see, 9, 7... I guess we're just going to go 8-8 split here, aren't we? Even though we have a lot more red than green, I think even split makes the most sense. Yeah, 8-8 and the Facade. That seems fine. Alright, pretty classic red-green. Got a couple of good bomby type creatures. Well, maybe not a couple, but we do have Migloz. We have a decent enough curve, couple removal spells. Some good sideboard cards. I can see this doing well. Maybe not expecting it to 3-0 every single time, but would be surprised if we do worse than a 2-1. Alright, on to game 1. We'll be on the play. Alright, we are all in on our Migloz. If they don't have a removal spell for it, we have a lot of good ways to push it through. I am really hoping they don't have an Anoint with Affliction. That would be the #1 pain. And that might just be the deciding card in the game. They either have removal or they don't, and they had it. Oh, that's brutal. And given my hand, I can't even trade off. I have to use my combat tricks as removal, or attempt to. Alright. Opponent's draw also looks pretty nice. Couple removal spells, Charforger, Turion now. I guess our hope here is that they sack the 1/1 to add 2 damage and get an oil counter on the Centurion. I guess we can just slash the rat end of turn instead. I could still target the Centurion, but they would just sack the 1/1 and keep it alive, you know? So this doesn't add a counter... Or rather, this doesn't add mana until it has 2 counters on it? Okay. It really doesn't matter if they sack here. It's the same thing. As bad as this is, I think this is correct to use this to kill the 1/1. This is going to let them activate the Charforger next turn, but every point of damage is relevant right now. They just hit another land. We can't beat like a Furnace Strider here if they have it, so let's hope they don't. I haven't seen any green cards from them yet, so it looks like green is their splash. Okay. Alright, we're gonna play Furnace Strider and hope they don't have a way to deal with the 4/4. Any removal kills us, Hazardous Blast kills us. Second green. Alright, just gotta block the 4. So they can sack to the Centurion. Take an extra 2. I'm gonna go to 2 life. Oh, maybe they just have a Volt Charge. Yep, sure. Yeah, they didn't do anything impressive. They just had a lot of good removal with cheap creatures, so... Volt Charge slash... I mean, the Anoint was obviously the card that wrecked us. If they don't have Anoint there, it doesn't even look like they can beat the Migloz. Too bad. I don't think we're going to sideboard. I think we just run it back. The question is, had I had the Centurion in my hand, would I have played that out as bait prior to Migloz? I guess they had the Hexgold Slash anyway, so it probably didn't matter. Alright. Very, very nice looking hand here. Wow. No tricks, but just good creature curve out. And Anoint was the only removal spell we saw that could deal with Migloz, so... If they don't have their Anoint, we should be in good shape. I think here I'm going to actually just run out the Engraver plus the Furnace, though. And sandbag the Migloz for a turn or two. Because I expect if they have Anoint, they're going to have to fire it off now. Perfect. And the Engraver was still a good play since we have some excess lands anyways. And they just have the same exact curve as last game. Okay, that's fine. Come on, Ravager. It's not bad. Migloz just has so much text. I don't need to give it Menace Vigilance here. Looks like they're just not even gonna block. Okay. Let's go ahead and get a little bit of value out of some oil and just immediately hit them for a bit. Oh, I should have tapped 2 forests to do that. So I kind of want to sack, well, I guess we'll wait 1 turn before sacking the furnace. It's not bad, more oil. Right, let's give it Menace Vigilance now. I'm expecting them to have one of their burn spells in their hand. Okay, so they have removal or something, because I can just use this. So they clearly have something to stop this from happening. Sure. Oh, it's a little bit unfortunate we don't have any burn for that, but what are you gonna do? Oh, again, we shouldn't have tapped our mountain. Oh well, we have enough oil on our cultivator. I don't mind untapping the mountain to sack here. Okay. I don't think I want to attack and trade for their Testament Bearer, especially since we have a Hazardous Blast in our deck. So the Charforger is only until the end of that turn, so if they activate it and they can't play it, then it'll just be gone forever. So they need a land. But I think they already played a land, so that thing's just gone forever. That's nice, at least. Pretty good. Yeah, I think I'll just take the hit. They might have another Testament Bearer type card, though. Yep. They're making that attack. It seemed pretty obvious. Alright, we drew something at least. I guess now we'll trade off our cultivator for a bearer if it attacks. Oh man, if they have Volt Charge, this is so bad, but I'm gonna go for it. They do. Well, can't really beat that kind of draw, I guess. Oh man. And they bin to slash, so that's not a good sign. Alright. Good beats. Good beats. Felt just like they got too much value on us or something. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. I mean, obviously the 2-for-1 with the crescendo was a huge blowout. I don't think there was too much I could have done differently. Their draw just seemed to line up a lot better versus us than ours to them. Unfortunate. It's a good hand. Needs to find an oil creature for the Ravager, but man, if we had Ravager in that previous match, would have felt hard to lose. Blue-white Mirror Convert. Okay. I'm gonna get the Engraver online first, as that'll make my Ravager cheaper, and I might want to cast Volt Charge next turn, so... So this is a matchup where bringing in the Carnivorous Canopies is really gonna be good. Ooh, that was a great draw. Because that's gonna allow us to Ravager next turn. I'm probably gonna end up discarding the Batterfist here. Come on, play a few more 1-toughness creatures for me. Guess that kind of qualifies, although it's a little bit annoying. And we have the Sky Warden to block some flyers, so this is good. Might take 6 damage here, though. Yep, not surprised. Oh, Migloz was a great draw. Because that can kill the Planar Disruption. I'm going to go with Sky Warden and pass instead of attacking for 3. Because this way, if they get rid of my Sky Warden, I can still double block their 3/3 token. Or tap it down otherwise, yep. Migloz can also kill the Hoverwings. This is where we would really love to draw an untapped land, so I can go Migloz plus Activate or Migloz plus Volt Charge. This is a really important turn. Oh, they're gonna use another removal spell. Yep, that's bad. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to chump here. I take 6, I go to 5. They only have 1 card left in their hand. Okay. If they don't have another removal spell, we are crushing them. Really? Jeez Louise. Okay, well, not much I can do about these kind of draws. Sure. 2 disruptions, bunch of good creatures. Man, we feel like our deck is good, but the draws we're running into are just absolutely demolishing us. All right, we're going to cut some of the combat tricks versus them and just bring in both crushing canopies. This should be a good matchup for us, looking at the cards we have. Oof. I guess... I mean, I could have used Volt Charge instead of playing out the Reach creature that one turn. No, that doesn't make any sense. This hand's okay. I'm on the play with the Cultivator and the tablet starts ticking up. We can just fire off the Hazardous Blast to kill some 1-toughness creatures on their end. Facade next turn adds extra counters to the tablet so it can start drawing cards sooner too. I actually kind of like just using the blast here and killing their convert. Getting rid of a mana dork on turn 2 seems good, and I don't know if the blast is going to get much better anyways, you know? Nice, nice. Oh, that's fantastic. So we can add a counter here. Canopy here. Proliferate all 3. We don't need a Facade because we need to pay the 1 to draw a card anyways, so we can just simply add a counter and now next turn start drawing extra cards. Oh, 5 or more counters. Oh, that's my mistake. I should have added a counter last turn. Whoops, I thought it was 4. Alright, we'll be drawing 2 cards a turn, but... Can we draw something relevant? Because the Cephalopod Sentry can also get very big very quickly. We have another Crushing Canopy, we have another Rebuke, or rather, we have a Molten Rebuke. Okay, so they're not planning on playing an artifact, I guess? Come on, deck. Could combo these 2 burn spells to kill the, to kill the prow or the sentry, but I don't think I need to do that. I think my game plan here is to just sack the Furnace end of turn. Well, at least it's something. So now we can Volt Charge here, proliferate all 5 of my permanents, start making the adaptive a little bit bigger. We're drawing 2 cards a turn, and we're not drawing much, and I assume they have one of their disruptions in hand. But Tablet of Completion is certainly going off this game, so that's nice. Yep, as expected. Sure. Well, this doesn't block anyway, so I might as well attack. I don't care if they trade. Sure. Didn't this happen yesterday? I could have swore I had a good deck yesterday too. But you know what we say, that's magic, baby. Alright, at least that's not terrible. Oh wait, yes it is, it only returns permanents. God. I guess we have nothing better to do but return... Oh no, we can return the land. This is extremely embarrassing, though. Hey, okay, that's good. At least that'll kill one of their flyers. Alright, so I'm going to take minimum 4, probably more if they opt to pump the Raptor. Ay, ay, ay. We're also just dead to the Hover Wings equipping on the Mirren next turn. Yeah, I actually have to kill the Hover Wings here. And then just die to any number of things otherwise. I don't even get to proliferate when I kill the Hover Wings. Holy smokes. Well, we've seen a lot of lands, let's put it that way. We've seen 3 times as many lands as the opponent has. Now, admittedly, we have drawn a million extra cards, yes, but... I'm not dead on board here unless they have another disruption. Which, I mean, why wouldn't they? Oh, they have it just +2/+2? No, okay. A little too late on that, friend. A little too late. Jeez Louise. I'm actually not technically dead here, right? Kill that, blow up the Mirren. And go block, block. Sure, why not? You know, it's hard not to get a little bit salty in these type of scenarios, but again, I think this is the same exact thing that happened yesterday. We have a decent deck, and we're starting off 0-2 here. What can you do? What can you do? I mean, our opponent drew 5 lands versus however many we had. They drew 5 lands, I think they were 22 cards left, so they were 5 lands and 18 cards. We saw 13 or 14 lands in 25 cards. NBD. I will say that was a good showcase of the tablet being good. I mean, how many extra cards did we draw there? A crazy amount. Oh boy. Well, you can't win them all. In fact, sometimes you can't win any of them, but as long as you pick yourself back up and force a smile. I don't know where I'm going with this because I'm still sad, but let's just try to win the third round. I certainly couldn't go 0-3 in one of these. That would just be crazy talk. Ooh, man. I'm gonna keep this hand. We've got the tablet, we've got the facade. I don't have anything really to do early, but I have faith. Turn 1, Dark Slick Shores. Okay, Slash was one of our best draws. Thrumming Birdie. We will definitely just pop that off. Versus Blue-Black, the Thrumming Bird can go kind of crazy. I mean, even if we just let them hit us once, if they have like a prologue or any way to push a little bit of poison, it could be really bad, you know? Alright, let's Cackler activate. We can actually play out our Skywarden next turn. That's kind of nice. That's just a 2/2 flyer, so no big deal there. Our Cackler's going to attack for 3 this turn. Sorry, 4 this turn, because we have 2 oil permanents. Oh, I have reach. Alright. See? Sometimes things are okay. We saw 2 flyers from them. They're blue-black. I think this is another good situation where cutting both Titanic Growths and bringing both canopies in is good. We were flooding out that game, by the way, too, but the tablet plus the monument was going to presumably help draw us out of that. Good news, we have Shadows over Innistrad Remastered coming up a week as of this recording, or sometime around a week as of this recording. And that will be kind of a new shakeup of the format. It'll also be the format of the Arena Open next month. So, should be pretty interesting. I saw something about them adding, or having added, Emrakul, the Promised End, or whatever. Oh, I should have played Batterfist there. On Arena, and that should be interesting. That's one of those Mindslaver effects, so... It's... oh, boy. It's gonna be kind of cool to see how that gets implemented. That's a Bloated Contaminator. That would have been a nice slash target. We had slash. I guess I'm gonna double block here. Yeah. And then we can just canopy their Scourge. Sad thing is we still take 2 effective poison because freaking trample on that thing. Yeah, I think this makes sense. We don't have anything else to do this turn, plus we have 2 5-drops in our hand, so let's canopy that now. Okay, that's gonna put us to... Corrupted. Oh, Adaptive. What the hell are you doing here, bro? I don't care about them hitting me for 4 regular damage. I'd much rather just get in a smack. Okay, it's fine. Maybe they're planning on double blocking? Pretty glad I decided to play both of these. Autonomous Furnace. Don't whisper me, bro. I was already corrupted. Ooh, I am not gonna block that Scrap Trap. If they want to try racing, I'm happy to do that. Okay, hey, I'm okay with this too. That takes a turn off. If we can draw a relatively moderate-sized creature this turn, that would be huge. Yes! Okay, come on. Okay, that is good. Oh, I am 1 short of casting that. Let's race though, baby. Oh my gosh, if we had ripped Ravager off the top, I don't think we could have lost. Because we would have given it haste too. It would have pumped the Adaptive, would have killed the Siphoner. They'd be at 5 life right now. Oh man. Would have been gross. Yeah, let's keep racing, buddy. I'm at 6 poison. I'm at 9 life. Hey! We get to go Migloz into Ravager now. Holy crap. The dream. Alright, that was an insane turn. See? Our deck can do good things. I told you. Wasn't lying. Okay, so they get to eat my Ravager. They go to 2. It's gonna be pretty hard for them to get me dead to poison without having a couple proliferate effects or something. Okay. Well, 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 if it ain't lethal off the top, friends. See? I'm not crazy. Our deck is good. Chalk it up to variance. It's fine. Look, if you want the truth, I purposely lost the first 2 matches so that you, as the viewer, could feel more in tune, more akin to me. But we all know in reality, if I wanted to win, as always, folks, thanks for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. We will be back tomorrow for some more. Like I said, I don't think this deck was that bad. The draft was a little bit interesting. We did have some good sideboard decisions. Both of those Carnivorous Canopies were great. Solid deck overall. Good creature curve. A couple of more bomby creatures. Good removal that we picked up in the end. So, fun deck. Good stuff. We'll see you back tomorrow. Bye-bye.